Hi guys, welcome to Make 2 and episode 18 of our Let's Build a World in Minecraft Pocket Edition. Last week we built this amazingly big police station, still no criminals though, so the jail is there but empty. And this week have done another big build over there in the distance. Now for those of you who watched a few weeks ago when we built our town hall, I told this was based on the Nebraska state capital in America. And Megan gave a great suggestion of why not build a zoo like the Henry Doorly Zoo, which is based in Omaha, Nebraska. So showing Nebraska a lot of love. Now this is another really cool building. It looks amazing with a massive dome. I think it's for birds and aviary in the middle. And I thought, why don't I build a massive dome for a zoo? So I built some roads. You can see this road connects to go all the way back to our beach. And while the road ends here, there is a way of getting over to the zoo, and it's from the capital, well, from the town hall. So here we can get a better look at what I made this week. It's a zoo. Well, it's a big hemisphere, a big dome, which I'm going to call a zoo. And it's a bit like the one that Megan told me about. It has got a big dome, but it's also being kind of crazied up as well. So let's go and take a look. To get there, currently there's no, you've got to rough it in the wild to walk there. I'm going to build, loads of you suggested building a metro centre, and I think that'd be really cool. So I think there'll be a metro station near here to get to the zoo. But currently you just got to walk along this drawbridge, or this bridge, sorry, wooden bridge. You can see this big sign over there saying zoo. And I've used some lapis lazuli blocks and diamond blocks. I don't normally use them, and I thought, why not? Let's go all out. Now over here, because a lot of you asked for this as well, there's just a tiny little cafe just for a couple of seats. And over there I have put some, that's a little bar area for getting drinks and stuff. So that's nice for sitting out in the sun. Now here we get into the main part. There's nothing down here other than steps that take you up into this massive dome. Look at that, look how big it is. Let's go through the gate, and don't forget to shut the gate behind us. I'm going to fly a little bit just so you can get a better look at what's going on in here. It's big, right? Now, given it's a zoo, it's got to have animals in. So I dumped in as many, well, a whole bunch of different animals. You've got wolves, ocelots, pigs, cows. There are bats. I saw there's a couple flying around up there. And there's some terrain I built inside this zoo. The blue blocks aren't water, they're lapis lazuli. I just wanted to simulate water inside, so a bit of fake stuff for the animals. And there's even got some landscaping inside. This is completely internal. So all of these blocks were, shoveled in by hand by the workers who made the zoo. And there's even some cool trees completely enclosed inside this massive glass dome. It's supported by quartz blocks going up these two long struts, one side, one the other, and then at the top a little bit of lighting, and you can see this huge thing on top, like a crown for the zoo really, just because they can, because this town is super wealthy, I guess. So here's the zoo. It's more of a sort of wilderness wildlife park. I haven't got many individual pens, they're just all going to hang about and play with each other. And so far they all seem to be behaving themselves, no one's eaten anybody else, which is nice. So that's the inside of the zoo, and just think this is all inside, but it's still really big. I think it's all 41, 43 blocks across. So let's take a look again outside, and let's fly up and get a closer look. So you can see there's this overhang, which I just think makes it look a bit more like a flying saucer. I think that's just, it looks really cool to me at least. On the outside we've got some chiseled quartz blocks to give it some texture. You can see these struts going up, and if I just go up and up and up, you can see that they're covered not just in quartz, but from the outside they're covered in diamond blocks too. And those, rather than going up just straight like a dome, they fan upwards and outwards. Upwards and outwards to this golden crown. This is all made of gold with lapis lazuli in the middle to give a kind of very modern feel. I think this is a very, while over there the town hall was maybe from the 40s or 50s or 60s, This is very much 21st century building, I think. Lots of crazy things going on. And inside, I guess, there's a little pool, so I guess I could put some squids in there. Let's see if I can do that right now. Okay, here's some squids. I'm going to put a couple of squids. Let's put 3 in there so they can hang about. So while my squids are happy up there, let's just take a look down here. You can see I use the amethyst blocks to create this kind of effect of falling water. But if I just knock this one block away, look at this. I created a massive waterfall. It had water inside, so let's see what happens. Wow. This just keeps on going. That's pretty cool, and because obviously it's all sealed, there's no way it goes all the way into the sea. That's pretty cool. Let's see if our squids are okay up top. I am going to close this off. Oops, oh no. They're still doing okay. That's a pretty cool waterfall feature. I'm going to cover it up though, because I don't want it to be there forever. Let's see, there it goes. So now you can see all the water disappear. Now for those of you who want to build a dome of yourself, I'm going to give a couple of tips. First of all, in the video description, I'll put a link to the tool I used online where you sort of type in how big you want your dome to be, and it'll give you like exact directions of what to build for each layer. Each layer is still pretty complicated, especially when you've got a big dome like this. This, you know, is obviously a lot going on. And glass in particular is really hard. So what I suggest is 1, don't build it in glass the first time you do it. And 2, start small. Start with maybe something 10 across just to see what it's like. And then if that works out for you, go bigger and then switch to glass. It is pretty complicated and I did make a few mistakes and you've got to really pay close attention. But if you guys have built big dome structures or very modernist structures, I'd love to hear about it. So please let me know in the comments below. And as the sun starts to slope downwards over Maketopia, all remains me to say is thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for episode 19 next week, and then after that, on episode 20, I'll be releasing an updated map so that anyone wants to download Maketopia, they'll be able to. Thanks so much for watching.